Blackmore.
Ei, Bete vivo voou, Bete vivo voou, deixa voar.
Capoeira has been an extremely popular martial art and fighting style in the world of fighting games. But in today's episode of Fighting Style Variants and Fighting Games, yes, we're going to be finally going with that title for this little series here that I have going on. But why is it so popular? And did you know there is more than one form of capoeira out there? Today we're going to be discussing those many different forms out there and also why fighting game devs are really piqued in interest over this martial art itself. So sit back, relax, grab your snacks, and enjoy today's video, folks. Now just know ahead of time some of these words are going to be in Portuguese, and I'm going to do my very best to at least try to pronounce these. I know I'm going to definitely get these wrong, but just have to make that claimer now. So, Capoeira Angola is the most traditional style that's rooted in the history of enslaved Africans in Brazil. Its movements are low to the ground, strategic, and emphasizes deception over brute force. In fighting games, Angola-inspired characters go off of slower-paced movements that are deliberate and fluid, emphasizing strategy, deception, and creativity over speed and power. So you will see lots of traps and counterattack setups. Practitioners often perform movements close to the ground, showcasing flexibility and control. It retains the historical and ritualistic aspects of capoeira, such as storytelling, cultural symbolism, and the presence of traditional songs and instruments. The jogo in capoeira, which is game, Angola is more about testing wits and creating an engaging dialogue of movements. It heavily emphasizes traditional music played on instruments like the berimbau, as well as the ceremonial opening of the roda. Now, Capoeira Regional was developed in the 1930s by Mestre Bimba as a modernized and systematic approach to capoeira. Distinct from the traditional form Capoeira Angola, like I mentioned earlier, Mestre introduced a more formal training system, including sequences of moves called sequences is the best way I can say it, designed to teach technique and strategy, which places greater focus on practical fighting techniques, speed, and athleticism, making it a more suitable for self-defense and less focus on the ritualistic aspects of Capoeira Angola. Uniforms have been introduced like the white pants and shirts, and a belt ranking system, similar to other martial arts, the formalized progression throughout the martial art aspect. Something you see pretty heavily in Richard Meyer's character design from Fatal Fury, King of Fighters, Maximum Impact, Regulation 8. Regional also incorporates elements from other martial arts and sports, such as judo and wrestling, that make it more diverse in its techniques. Eddie Gordo, Christy Monteiro,
I'll show you my gun. You ready?
and Elena are characters who strongly come to mind. Christy and Elena tend to use both regional and Angola. Tekken 8 later on reinvented Eddie, more leaning towards regional base than anything else this time around, because in his past renditions it was more like Angola and regional put together, but now he leans heavily towards regional. Capoeira Contemporanea. Now, this particular form came during the mid-20th century as practitioners sought to adapt capoeira to contemporary contexts. making it a more versatile and suitable for a broader range of applications, including self-defense, fitness, and performance. This style fuses elements from both Angola and regional styles. The practitioners emphasize creativity and adaptability, blending traditional movements with modern martial arts, gymnastics, and elements of dance. So, unlike traditional styles rooted deeply in Afro-Brazilian culture, Contemporanea has evolved with a more global perspective, which is often being tailored for international audiences and fitness programs, especially here in the US. Contemporanea tends to have a big focus on physical fitness, artistic expression, and self-defense, sometimes at the expense of the ritualistic and cultural depth of the traditional capoeira, where you pretty much can see elements of these blended even in breakdancing culture. Characters like Duck King, Momoko, Lucky Chloe come to mind in incorporating this style in their gameplay expression and personalities. And I'm sure there's like plenty of more other characters that fit in this category that I did not get to mention here today. Capoeira, in a sense, was like lightning in a bottle of a fighting style just out there for the first time in a while, and especially when Taken 3 made its debut out there to the entire world, especially with Eddie Gordo. That was like, man, that was like a phenomenon out there of this fighting style like being showcased in the entire world, especially in a 3D fighting game out there, because it was such a rare thing to really just see this fighting style of, at that time, like actually be showcased in an authentic way. Well, we have our other predecessors out there that pretty much were like the stepping stones of the capoeira pillar, like your Richard Myers and things of that nature. So it is always fascinating to actually look and see how far capoeira has come into the world of fighting games. Now, you're gonna really just see at least maybe one or two characters out there represent this martial art and fighting games, next to your karate, your judo, your tai chi characters, or your Muay Thai characters. The list goes on. So it's always fascinating to watch this fighting style in motion, of just how breathtakingly beautiful it is, and how the way you can just really incorporate the many of these things, how the way it just looks like breakdancing on top of that too. So it's always fascinating and interesting just to really get a glimpse of that. And if you really want to see like some big representations out there in Kung Fu cinema, please, I recommend you watch Tony Jaa's film The Protector, the first one. Watch The Protector. You'll thank me later. But anyways, folks, if you enjoyed today's video, please give a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay updated of any new content coming to the channel. And you will be seeing a plethora of more of these fighting style variants and fighting games out there. So I love the fact that all of you sat there and voted in the community tab. So you're pretty much going to be getting the Sambo next. So please look forward to that. But anyways, it's Blackmore here, signing out. Catch you guys later. And if you want to join the Discord community to chat, hang out, please feel free to do that too as well. But don't want to take up too much of your time. Y'all stay safe out there and keep on gaming, more importantly. Peace, y'all.
The study of Kung Fu fighting is ongoing. Don't ever hope to master all of them. So be careful.